financial awareness. And he's the man.
Financial literacy provided by Hubert McIntosh,
CPA.
Financial literacy. Control your financial status.
Here's your host, Hubert McIntosh, CPA.
Good evening, good Sunday evening to you in South Florida. We can absolutely say it's a beautiful Sunday evening. So we thank you for joining us. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA and a member of SOFA. SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with the mission to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America, one community at a time. And I've joined with SOFA to bring it to this community. Our hope is that this statistic that FINRA released 2 years ago, that Americans were 74% of Americans were financially illiterate. And that was 2 years ago. So the guess is yours. Do you think that number may have gone up or gone down? Well, I'll venture to say it has gone up. There's a greater percentage of financial illiteracy. But what we are hoping that in this community, we will be able to dispel that statistic. We will be able to say whatever statistic FINRA or anybody does regarding about financial illiteracy, we're gonna dispel it. We're gonna say, well, that does not apply to our community. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Thank you for our regular listeners. We have been on since January 1st. We have people who have been with us since January 1st. Wow, I thank you guys. And we have had people, yes, where last week was their first time. We thank you also. We thank you. There was a lady, one of the lady that called last week. It was her first time. And I thank her for calling. She was told by one of you that, wow, you got to listen to this program on Sunday evening. So I want to thank that anonymous person. I don't know the name, but I want to thank that person, and I want to thank all of you who are not keeping us a secret. Thank you so much. As you know, we have the website, financialliteracy.info. financialliteracy.info. You can go to the page and you can go straight from there to Facebook. Yes, you can. And we would appreciate for those of you who haven't liked it. And even if you have liked it before, you can like the page again. You can like the page. You can share the page with your family, your friends, your loved ones. You know, we have the link there that the program is on. You know, you can take it and you can just share it with someone, because we want, you know the saying, and I've shared it with you. I've shared it with you before. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Wow. So I just hope that you subscribe to that, because when you share with your family, friends, and loved ones, you are just making a difference. And I celebrate you. Thank you. So financialliteracy.info. We have a social media page. You're on Facebook. We have Twitter. I think Pinterest is coming on soon. We're going to have also a Pinterest page. You know, we're trying to keep up with the times. And the YouTube, I don't know if you have checked out the YouTube. If from the website, you can go straight to the YouTube channel and you can subscribe to the channel. Because what has happened, we have all the previous shows that have been recorded. They are now on YouTube. So why do I say to subscribe? What happens when you subscribe and there are any changes to a particular channel, that you subscribe to, then you get the updates. So instead of checking to see if any new things there, any changes, any additions to the YouTube, you will get a notification that, wow, this program is now added. So we thank you. We thank you for that. We also have email support at financialliteracy.info. You can email us support at financialliteracy.info, and you can call. We are in the studio. 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. And if you don't feel like calling the studio, you can also call me directly. 754-366-7311. 754-366-7311. So we thank you. We welcome your feedback. Last week was very energetic. Quite a few of you called in and shared some insights with us. We thank you for that, because you see, when you share your experience, it's just validation. Because when I say it, it can seem like it's a claim. But when you call in and you share your experience, it's a validation to your fellow listeners. So I encourage you. I know sometimes it's a bit, you feel a little bit timid sometimes, or shy. You don't want to speak on the radio. But look at it this way. It's radio. It's not TV. So at least they're not seeing you. They're hearing you, but they're not seeing you. And I know that still gets a little bit intimidating. So call and share with us. So last week, we continue with reverse mortgage. What is reverse mortgage? And we had a couple of callers. We had a few callers last week. I promised to report back one of them to you, because a lady called and she did a reverse mortgage, and she got $15,000, and she was not sure why she wasn't getting any more. So I told her that I'll take up the case with her. So she did contact me, and we spoke about it. We went over it, and so it was not. The news was good news. So what happened with her situation? And she allowed me. She told me I can share it. What happened? And this is one of the and I celebrate her, because the decision she made was a very, very smart decision. I'm not sure who guided her into it, but she helped for us to communicate this topic. Because what happened, what she did, when she learned about reverse mortgage and she understood what it meant, what she did, she took out a reverse mortgage, and the funds that she got from the reverse mortgage, it was able to be structured to pay off. She had her current mortgage, so it paid off her current mortgage that she had. It started a new mortgage, so it paid that off. It gave her some funds where she could consolidate some debts, and also she got some cash in hand. So that's a great strategy, because what happened, a lot of times, sometimes people are refinancing, because in her particular case, she could have refinanced, and people are doing that. People are refinancing. But here is the power of the reverse mortgage over a regular refinance. The great CR was on. He probably talked to you more about real estate than myself, but I'm just sharing with you. The great CR was on, so we celebrate them. They prep the program for us, and I know that we're going away from the cultural music to listen to me to talk, but I thank them for prepping you guys and keeping you on so that we can educate you. Remember, it's Sunday night, so we are in Sunday school. We're going to share information with you as always, so please get your pen and paper, okay? Please get your pen and paper. So in continuing what happened there, with that lady where she basically got the reverse mortgage, pay off the initial loan. She got some money to consolidate some debt, and she still got some cash from it. So what happened? Other people she could have refinanced, and people are doing that. But here's the difference. Here's a significant difference. There are many differences, but here's a significant one. When you take a line of credit from the bank, whether it's whichever bank, whichever bank. I'm not necessarily promoting any bank, Bank of America, Chase, whichever. When you take a line of credit, that line that you have taken, it as a recourse. A recourse. What does that mean? It means that if you don't pay that line back, if you don't pay it, that bank, depending on your situation, life, whatever can happen. When there's a recourse, that bank can sue you. They can sue you. They can sue your estate. So there's recourse. So recourse means that there are things that the creditor can do to collect the debt, whether it's from you or from your estate. If you die, there are recourse. But here's the thing. With reverse mortgage, there are no recourse. There's no recourse. The only recourse for a reverse mortgage is the property itself. Yeah, it's the property itself. So sometimes when you hear the myth, when you hear someone says, well, the bank took Aunt Johnny or Miss Jones' house, before you jump to the conclusion that the bank took the house, sometimes people will tell you and they don't tell you all the facts. Nobody can just take your house. Come on, you have legal actions you can take. Nobody can just come and just take your house. They can't just take your house. For a bank to take your house, or if you use that terminology, there is a reason. And what a lot of times, what I've seen happen is that someone may have taken out a loan. In this particular case, we're talking about reverse mortgage. And over the period of time, and especially this came to fruition in 2007, 2008, 2009, what happened there, because the real estate market took such a dive. There were places in Florida that dropped 40, 45, 50%. Because the real estate market took such a dive, what happened? The value of the home was less than the liability that Mrs. Jones may have had. So what that means, that's when the recourse part, when it says the recourse is against the property. But here's the thing also I want you to keep in mind. If in a reverse mortgage, even if the value of the house is less than what you owe, guess what? The bank cannot take your house. The bank cannot take your house because it's a condition of the reverse mortgage. The only time you can lose a house is one of two ways. It's either you move from the house, or you die. So what could have happened in some cases, because of the lack of understanding, where someone sees where they says, wow, the value of my house is $200,000 and I owe $300,000. And sometimes people panic without seeking professional guidance, because some neighbor or some friend might say, oh my gosh, you owe more than your house value. They are gonna kick you out of the house. Folks, that's not true. The bank cannot ask you to leave your house in a reverse mortgage. It doesn't matter how upside down it is. So please be careful about taking information from people who are not professional. I encourage you to seek professional guidance in cases like that. Okay? So that's one of the significant thing regarding a line of credit from a bank and a reverse mortgage, because there's no recourse. We're gonna, as we go through, we're gonna talk about some of the other differences. Okay, so thank you for joining us. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness. Thank you. Remember, we are in the studio, so call, give us your story. Let us hear your story. 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. Okay, so what we are going to do tonight, we're going to continue with reverse mortgage. We're going to continue with reverse mortgage to clear up some loose ends on it. And then we're going to go into the Medicare. Yeah, we're going to go into Medicare introduction. And then next week, because we know, as I've told you, the fastest hour of the week is Sunday nights at 9, between 9 and 10. So what happens, I know the time will be running so fast. A lot of times we don't get to share it. We can get to just share bullet points with you. So the goal is to try and wrap up reverse mortgage, start into Medicare, carry that over to next week, and then introduce Medicaid. Why? Because I want to show you how they dovetail. Because open enrollment from Medicare starts next week. Yes. Open enrollment from the annual enrollment. Every year there's an annual enrollment period for Medicare, and that starts next week. It's between October 15th and December 7th. So we want to share some insights with you regarding that, because here it is. Sometimes you have an opportunity to look at your current plan to see if that's the best plan for you, or you have an opportunity to change. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that, but we're going to continue with reverse mortgage. So we're just going to go over some of the stuff last week that we mentioned. So reverse mortgages, what is reverse mortgage? Reverse mortgages are a way for homeowners 62 and over to access equity they have in their homes. And I remember I explained to you what equity in your home is: the value of the home less the liability, the mortgage you have on the home. So there it is. You have two of the conditions. If you're not 62, reverse mortgage is not for you. You are not eligible. If you don't have equity, you are not eligible. So I just want to clear that up, so you don't think that, well, somebody's going to be able to make you eligible. No, you cannot be eligible if you don't have equity, okay? So I just want to emphasize that to you. You still own your home through the entire process. So be careful about people telling you that if you do a reverse mortgage, you don't own your home. You own your home through the entire process. It's the same, even with mortgages. A lot of times people confuse the topic. People say, well, I've heard it so often that people say, well, oh, the bank owns your home. You don't own your home. Technically, that's not so. Because the title, the owner of a home, is the person on title. So you have a mortgage. That mortgage, the bank is not on the title of your home. You are on the title. You own the home. The bank has a lien. Yeah, the bank has a lien against your property because you took some money out. But the bank doesn't own your home. You still own your home. And it's the same with the reverse mortgage. You own the home. So I want to dispel that myth where people are telling people that, oh, the bank is the owner of your home. No, you're still the owner of your home. Okay? A reverse mortgage can help you access cash based on the value of your home. We spoke about that. Here's one of the great qualification of a reverse mortgage. Remember, we were talking about the line of credit, the comparison, and I says I would defer from speaking about it until later. So here's the later. With a reverse mortgage, there are no income requirements. Yeah, there are no income requirements. So if your income is zero and you're 62 years old and you have equity in your home, you don't have to prove any income. There's no income requirements. No income requirements. You know, the amount of the reverse mortgage benefit is determined by, it's determined by the age of the youngest borrower. We mentioned that to you, where sometimes you can have even 2-3 people on the title if they're over 62 years old or so forth. You know, so the part about that is, you know, the 62 years old make you qualify. Another benefit. No, I already mentioned no income qualification. No monthly mortgage payments. So think about this for a minute. No monthly mortgage payments. You can get a reverse mortgage and you don't have any money. And this is also one of the things that people are not understanding, in the sense that sometimes people are sharing information with people and they're not sharing the proper information. Reverse mortgages, you get the funds in different ways. You know, there are different ways you can get it. So it's not always where someone has to make a monthly payment. You make a monthly payment when that's the option you choose. Yeah, it's an option. So do you see why it's necessary for you to utilize the service of a financial professional? Because how are you going to make the determination when to make a payment versus when not to make a payment? It's a situation that is so complex, in the sense that you need the advice of a financial professional. Because here's what you're dealing with. Here's what you're navigating at 62. You have 3 major things in your life you're navigating at 62. Because here it is with reverse mortgage. So at 62, you're eligible for reverse mortgage. At 62, you're eligible for Social Security. Let's move fast forward to 65. So now at 65, you're eligible for Medicare. So let's use 65 then as our benchmark age. So here a 65 person have this challenge. Okay, Social Security, Medicare, or reverse mortgage. And those things, so you trying to make that decision without looking at all the pictures, then it can be confusing. Here's another part. So I'm gonna put something in that mix again. So I just mentioned to you, you have Social Security, you have reverse mortgage, you have Medicare. Guess what else comes into the mix? Medicaid. There is this confusion out there. Yep, and I'm speaking to my people here. There's this confusion out there that Medicaid is just for poor people. Yeah, part of that is true, but there is something called Medicaid planning. You know what I see happening? I see seniors who are collecting Social Security, right? And they're on Medicare. And they stop there because they don't know anything about Medicaid. Do you know, in some cases, based on that senior Social Security, that senior may be eligible for a term, you may have heard it. It's called Medi-Medi. You'll hear a term called Medi-Medi, and you're thinking it's not related to Medi-Medi. Is a combination of Medicare and Medicaid. And you may say, but why is that important? Remember, yeah, and I know I'm going off reverse mortgage, going into Medicare, but they tie together so much. That's why I'm structuring this series of discussion so that you have a full understanding, especially knowing that Medicare starting next week, because some of you may be eligible for Medi and you don't know. Why is Medi important? If you are eligible for Medi, the co-pays and the co-insurance and the deductible that you may have with regular Medicare, if you have Medi, then the Medicaid picks up. Yeah, picks up the copay, picks up the deductible, picks up those parts. So these are things that you need a financial professional to guide you. I know sometimes people are saying, well, if it's just Medicare, I just need a Medicare specialist. But here's the problem. You have great Medicare specialists. Yes, you have great Medicare specialists. I'm not knocking the fact that someone is a Medicare specialist. But here's the thing. You want that person to be able sorry about that. You want that person to be able to speak to you about Social Security, Medicare, and the reverse mortgage. So you see, it dovetails. All of these things dovetails. So in the case where if someone only knows about one of those topics, then what's going to happen is that you may get a good decision on one part, but it's not comprehensive because it didn't consider the other factors. So that's why you kept hearing me say you need a good financial professional. You need a good financial professional, because you can get a good Medicare specialist, but if that Medicare specialist understands just Medicare and doesn't understand Medicaid and don't even understand estate planning where it comes to elder care and then regarding Medicaid planning. So you see the financial arena is a very complex arena in the sense it's not a 1, 2, 3. And it saddens me when I see so many seniors are making these important decisions without proper guidance. Because here it is, seniors, here it is. You see, the days when you were 65 and you're thinking you don't have much time to live. There was a period of time when someone was 65 and they're thinking, well, I'm not going to be here in the next 20 years. Folks, those days are gone. When you're 65 now is the new 50. 65 is the new 50 or even the new 45. Because at 65, you still have 40. You still have a possibility of living 40 more years. Wow. The time is just flying. Oh my gosh, I have so much to share with you. But you know I got to pay some bills. So get your pen, get your paper. We're going to come back on the other side and we're going to give you some great information. So get your pen, get your paper. We will be right back. Welcome back. I tell you, the clock on the wall, oh my gosh, it's running like a jackrabbit. Well, this is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA and a member of SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with one mission: to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America, one community at a time. I've joined SOFA to bring it to this community. So we are on every Sunday night, 9 to 10, but you have 24/7 access to us. You can call me directly, 754-366-7311, 754-366-7311. You can visit us on the web, financialliteracy.info, financialliteracy.info. On the web page, you can go directly to Facebook. We have a Facebook link there. We have a Twitter link. You have a comment box. You can go in there. You can make comments. You can send us questions. We have a YouTube page. Yes, you can click on the YouTube page, and all the previous shows have been recorded. You can listen to any that you may have missed. And as time is up on us, remember now we have a couple of recordings for reverse mortgages in there. We have last week and we had the week before. And we also have, I think it was June 22nd. I think it was the 22nd or 21st, one of those days. It was Father's Day. We did speak about reverse mortgage on Father's Day because, but some of you may have been out or whatever. But we have all those recordings on the YouTube page. So I encourage you to listen to those and any questions that we can help clear up for you regarding the reverse mortgage. You can email us support@financialliteracy.info, support@financialliteracy.info. You can go on the website, you can make your comments, you can send us questions there, and we'll address those. And you can call me directly also, 754-366-7311, because I don't want to belabor the time and continue, because the reverse mortgage is such a deep topic. So I'd encourage you to listen to it, listen to those recordings, and then reach out to us. I want to go into and start talking about Medicare, because as we're coming up next week, Sunday, Medicare annual enrollment period starts. This is an opportunity where individuals who are currently on Medicare, they have an opportunity where they can change their plan. So in starting with changing one's plan, you want to make sure that you get an evaluation of your current plan. And this is where I was mentioning on the other side that, yes, a Medicare specialist may be able to help you regarding choosing your plan. But keep in mind, if you're on Medicare, there are other factors you have to consider. Regarding your finance to make sure that your finance stretch. Because I shared with you on the other side that, you're 65, mere fact that you're on Medicare, most of the time you're going to be over 60, you're 65 or over. But I don't want to just say that, because sometimes someone can be on Medicare due to disability. So it's not about just 65 and over. A lot of times people misspeak and say, well, it's 65 and older. No, it's not just 65 and older. It's for people who have disability. When you're on disability, you can also be on Medicare. So I just want to emphasize that. So what am I saying then? In the sense that just making a Medicare decision, it's not just about Medicare. You have to take the factors of your other finances amongst you. And we're going to go into some of this. What type of plan do you choose? Do you choose a Medicare Advantage plan? Do you choose a Medicare Supplement plan? Do you choose something that may have a high deductible, low deductible? You see, there's such moving pieces. And that's why I'm saying to you, you cannot just make the decision based on one factor. There are many moving pieces where you need a financial overall of your situation to make these decisions. So here's an opportunity you have, that Medicare is coming around and you have this opportunity to change. So we're just going to go over the basics of Medicare. Most of you know this already, but I just want to re-emphasize the different parts of Medicare. You have Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B. Medicare Part A has to do with hospitals. Medicare Part B have to do with medical. medical in the sense it could be doctors, urgent care facility, or stuff like that. Because urgent care facility is not necessary, does not necessarily fall on the hospital. So these are some of the stuff you have to consider. You know, I was speaking with a gentleman a few weeks ago, and why I feel it's so necessary that we have this discussion, especially coming up to annual enrollment. This gentleman, 70 years old, has been on Medicare for 5 years. So you would think that someone who's on Medicare for 5 years, you would think they're a pro by now. That's a myth. This gentleman did not know. He thought the only way to get Medicare is through Medicare.gov or through the Social Security, because he was signed up automatically because he was on Social Security. So the Social Security Administration signed him up. When you are on Social Security and you become 65, you're automatically enrolled. Yeah, you're automatically enrolled in Medicare Part A. Yeah, you're automatic because the Social Security Administration turned that trigger on. So you're automatically enrolled in Medicare Part A. But Medicare Part B, you have to actually choose, because the government cannot automatically enroll you into Part B. So the question you may be asking, but how can they automatically enroll you in Part A, but they don't automatically enroll you in Part B? Because Part B comes with a monthly premium. Part A doesn't come with a premium. If someone is eligible for Medicare, and that's another story that we're going to discuss. So I'm going to just go off a little rabbit trail and point that out. Because Medicare, to be eligible for Medicare in the United States, you have to have 10 years of working history into the system. Yeah, you need 40 credits. Each year, you get 4 credits. So 10 years is 40 credits. All right. So here's a little clue that I'm going to turn you on to. I see people come from Jamaica or elsewhere. So they came into the system, right? They may come to America at age 60 or whatever, just using 60 as a benchmark. So you're eligible for Medicare at 65, right? But they come at 60 and they heard that, well, you need to have 10 years in the system. So they are looking at it, oh my gosh, I'm eligible at 65. I am 60 now. If I work for 5 years, and let me qualify that word work. If you have earnings, and I know that's a deeper topic, I'm just going, if you have earnings, you have to have earnings. So there are different types of work you can do to have earnings. That's a different topic. We're not going to go too deep into that. But what I'm saying is that there are ways that you can structure where you need, even in this particular case, you need a good accountant. Because if that accountant don't understand the Medicare system, then you're filing your taxes and this person cannot even share with you what are your opportunities, in the sense that maybe you can start having earnings and you may be eligible for Medicare in 10 years. So here's the 60-year-old would be eligible in 10 years. So yes, so it would be late. They're eligible at age 70. But at least that is better than nothing. Because here's the thing. If that person is not eligible for Medicare, then what happens is they're going to try to get to be eligible for the regular health insurance, where in some case going to the marketplace or whatever. So you see all these moving targets. So someone, and I don't want this to be misunderstood. Someone can get Medicare without having 10 years in the system. I want to say that. They can. But the premium is $400 and something dollars. I think it's 408 or 480, something like that. Per month. Per month. So it doesn't mean you can't get Medicare. You can get Medicare for a premium of over $400 a month. But the person who has 10 years in the system don't pay for Medicare Part A premium. They don't pay for Part A. But everybody is going to be charged. And you notice I emphasize the word. I'm not misspeaking. I almost said everybody has to pay for Part B. But no, not everybody has to pay for Part B. Everybody will be charged for Part B. Because remember, I introduced you to Medi-Medi. If someone is eligible for Medi-Medi, then Medicaid may take care of that premium. So that's another topic by itself. So here it is. Here I'm just introducing you to Medicare, and look at the confusion in of itself. Because here it is. You have Part A, you have Part B, then I mentioned Medi-Medi, then here's another twist I'm going to put in it. If you have chronic illness, then you may be eligible for SNP, Special Needs Plan. So you see, there are different, oh my gosh, there are so many factors. So this is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA. We're in the studio, 954-792-1170, 954-792-1170. Give us a call. Share with us your feedback. Give us your feedback. Share with us your experience. Let your fellow listeners know what you guys have. For some of you, you have gone through this and you have experienced that it's a maze. It's a maze out there. It's not where it's 1, 2, 3, where you get a letter from the Social Security Administration, or you get a letter in the mail from a Medicare specialist and somebody tells you, let me sign you up. Let me sign you up for Medicare. It's more than that. Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, I understand we have a caller on the line, so we're going to go to that caller. Caller, you're on the line.
Mr. McIntosh.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I am good.
Great.
I catch the program late, but I still listen to a little piece. What
Yes.
you're saying about SMP and different dates and Medi and before I'm hearing some of those stuff. Anyway, no, to be honest, I was like, yeah, Medi, I have to go look up what is meaning and, But
Right.
For somebody under 60, for somebody under 60, for example, reach refer to Medicare or which one?
Well,
Which one you say?
Well, you're eligible for Medicare at 65. You're eligible for Medicare at 65. Medicare has two eligibility. It's 65 or disabled. So someone can be under 65, and if they're disabled, they're eligible for Medicare. It's not just 65 if the person is disabled. And here's the trick in that again, where sometimes we don't understand what disability means, because a lot of times we think disability means that the person has to be crippled, and that is not true.
Okay.
So sometimes someone may have some kind of a challenge, a health challenge, whether it's a hearing challenge or something like that. So sometimes any deficiency one may have, they could have a disability and don't even realize it.
Okay, I see your point.
Okay. So what's your specific? So did that answer, or you have another question for me?
No, I'm just thinking, now you answer the other one now, that you say, that the special needs, you don't really have to be crippled or, because, when people hear about disabilities, like you say, oh my God, it's like the end of the world, so you really have to, be well sick or, but now you explain that part to me. I learned something tonight again. You tell me? So it's just a learning No, it's just a learning process. And then if you don't know, you just don't know what to think or what to do. But now that, you're really teaching us a lot of stuff that we don't know. And trust me, I catch a program later, so I didn't catch it earlier, but I have to start tuning to hear exactly, or, give you a call some other time. But trust me, sir, you're really teaching us a lot.
Thank you so much. And even though you catch it late, remember, on the website, if you go to YouTube, all the shows are recorded. So if you may miss something earlier, tonight's show will be posted by Tuesday. And the previous shows have been there. So if you can get to the website, or you have you have these 12-year-olds, they are so much better at the internet than us. You let them turn it on for you, and you can listen to previous programs.
So just type in your name, and you go YouTube and just type in your name.
Financial literacy. Go to the website, financialliteracy.info.
Okay, that's cool. Then financialliteracy.info.
.info, yes.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you very much. And again, I have more questions to ask you, but give somebody else a chance.
No problem. And you can always call. You can always call me. Let me give the number. I'll give the number. You can make a note of it.
Hold on, dear. No pen. Let's hold the program. No.
Well, you'll hear me repeat it. You'll hear me repeat the numbers.
No. I won't hear. After I go in the house, I won't. Give it to me.
754.
Oh my God! Come on, pen. You're too wicked to me now. 754.
366.
366.
7311.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, you take care. Thanks for calling, okay?
And continue teaching us, because we are learning a lot.
I appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Wow. Well, I want to thank that caller. We have another caller on the line, so we're going to go straight to that caller. Caller, you're on the line.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, I'm
How
here.
are you?
I'm
How
hearing
are
you.
Okay. I've just called to find out if I can get any help at all with social, because I'm 80 end of this month.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think I'm really going good.
Okay.
I'm not healthy.
Okay.
No. So just ask if I can get any more help, yes or no. No problem.
So let me ask you. So you're currently on Social Security?
Yes.
And you're on Medicare?
No, not yet.
You're not on Medicare?
I don't think so, no.
Why? Can you share with us why? Because you're 80. Can you? Did you have 10 years in the system?
10 years? No, I don't think I get 10 years yet. No, not 10 years yet.
When did you turn your radio down? You're the feedback on.
What is it not the radio, no, it's the TV. It's a 100 mile from me.
Oh.
So I don't know how it affects me.
I'm so sorry.
I'm telling you. You know what I like about you?
Yes, tell
I'm telling
me.
the truth for God's love.
Uh-huh.
When you laugh, when you talk, and you laugh,
Yes.
oh my God, I get a kick out of it. Yeah, it don't sound like that. It sounds so sweet.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice.
I never seen anything like that in my life.
Thank you so
Sounds
much.
very good.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, I tell you what, I'm gonna get your number
Yes.
and call back private, and then we can go over this.
Exactly. And if there's anything we can solve for you, we will certainly solve it. I am telling you that. So
You say it's 733.
all right, let me repeat it. 754
Right.
366
Yes.
7311.
Yes, 7311. 366-7311.
Yes.
Okay. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. So you give me a call and then we'll see what we can work out. If there's any solution, we're going to help you find that solution, okay?
Okay. And the first number is
754.
754.
Yes.
Okay. 754
366 7311.
311. God bless you and keep laughing when we get to laugh too.
Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Great. Wow. Well, I want to thank those listeners, because we're here. Our goal here is to serve you. Our goal here is to serve you. So we have started this program since January 1st, and it's our goal. Our goal is to serve this community, because as I said to you, I'm a CPA, and a tax professional, but I've joined with SOFA because SOFA is a 501c3 non-profit public corporation bringing education to help eradicate financial illiteracy. And when I say financial illiteracy, I don't want you to take the word, think it's a derogatory word. Illiteracy is not a derogatory word. It's just a word just like ignorant. It's just don't know, lack of knowledge. And if you don't know something, that's not derogatory. It's just that you don't know. So we are hoping to bring that education to this community. That's what we are hoping to do, to bring this education to this community, because there are so much misconceptions out there that we want to help clear up. And we want this community not to fall into the statistics of being illiterate. So that's the purpose of this program. So what we are hoping to do is to help each and every one of you develop a personal economic model, because your situation is not the same as your neighbor. And I'm telling you, I see a lot of you, I hear a lot of you, you're taking the information from Mrs. Jones next door. Mrs. Jones' situation is different from yours. We just had a college planning workshop. I spoke to you guys about it. We just had a college planning workshop. And a lot of times I will even hear people says, well, because I have this income, I am not eligible. So someone will say, because their neighbor says, well, if you have that income, okay, so someone has $100,000 in income, and someone tells them, oh my gosh, if you have that income, you're not eligible. Yeah, but what? You have people with $100,000 income and their expenses are 105. So this is what I'm talking about. It's not just the top number. Oh my gosh. I tell you, there is so much I have to share with you guys. So we've introduced Medicare, and I'm telling you, we're going to go into it next week. Next week, annual enrollment period starts. Go on the website. If you have questions prior to the open enrollment, email us, support@financialliteracy.info. Go on the website, put your comments in. Go to our Twitter page, tweet us, Facebook, ask us questions. We will respond to you. Call me directly, 754-366-7311, 754-366-7311. Let me help you. I have a team with me. You hear my voice, but it's not just me. We have support. We have people here to help you. my programmer, she's looking at me, but I can't get her on the radio. But I'm gonna get her on one day. But so we have support. So I just want to thank you for joining us. We're on every Sunday night, 9 to 10. It's Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, signing out until next week. Call us. We will continue with Medicare next week. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Financial literacy with Hubert McIntosh on Waves 1170 has come to an end. Don't be mad.
She'll be back.